Hello and welcome to another episode of Film Freakz with a Z, the podcast about movies. Each episode is about a particular movie, and we'll get to this episode's movie in a little bit. But first, I need to invite you, the listener, to join in on not to join in, but to recommend movies for the fan vote. Last episode, Tay's episode, was the fan vote. And it has been decided what we're going to watch, so I'll announce that at the end of the episode. But if you want to submit a movie for that, just head over to the Discord, link down in the description below, and talk in the movie stuff section or the Film Freak stuff section, and submit a movie there. Or you can comment on the latest episode of the podcast on like Spotify or YouTube, and I will add it to the list. You can also send us an email, ff.filmfreaks with a Z at the end at gmail.com. That also works too. As crazy as it is that someone would use that still. All right. I am YemmytheFerret, and I'm here with...
GreedyWaffles.
Taymation.
RaeofPositivity.
Ray,
Yes.
Right.
how are you doing?
Right.
A lot better. Thank you.
Good.
Let's
Good.
go.
I haven't had a sore throat since last Friday, so we're doing great.
That's a win.
That's a
I would
dub.
consider it one. For sure. I'm sad I missed the last one.
Yes, you were sorely missed. We needed that ray of positivity.
Aw. Well, she's back. Yay.
Yay.
Good.
And speaking of the last movie, Ray, did you have any thoughts to add to the last episode?
I'm surprised you didn't go off track more.
I thought that we went off track so much.
Right. But, comparatively, that's about all I have to say.
Well, what do you have to say about the movie?
You know what? Like, I will be completely honest with you. I watched it right before I got sick, and I don't remember it.
Did you
I'm
at least
so
have like
sorry.
a rating that you remember, or...
I think I gave it a 3.
Okay.
Like-
That's not too far off.
I don't
from the rest
remember
of
what I
us.
gave it.
I give it a 3.5.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, you two gave it a 3.5. I gave it a 4.
See, we're right around the same area.
Yeah.
All that remembers matters is it was a good watch. A good pick for me.
Yeah.
This past month, honestly, has been an absolute blur. So,
I feel that. Well, let's go ahead and talk about today's movie, which was recommended by Ray. And before we talk about the movie and before you introduce it, do you want to give a reason as to why you chose it for Greedy?
because it's a classic and it's great. And I felt like if you hate this movie, you kind of hate life, and that's no fun. So I don't know. It's something about it. It's comforting. It's family-ish friendly, and I thought it would be greedy friendly.
She forgot. No, I'm kidding. She was like,
What?
"Oh, we're supposed to pick a movie for Greedy." I forgot.
No, I seriously thought that you would like this one. I don't know.
All right, I guess we'll find out.
Let's dive
Stay
into the
tuned.
conversation. Ray, why don't you introduce the movie?
Okay. Well, I chose Mulan from 1998, not the train wreck that happened a couple of years ago. And if you haven't seen it, Mulan is about a woman named Mulan, and she was fearful that I know, wild, but she was fearful that her ailing father would be drafted into the Chinese military, and so she decided to take his spot. Although a girl living under a patriarchal regime, she's technically unqualified to serve. She cleverly impersonates a man and goes off to train with fellow recruits, accompanied by her dragon, Mushu. She uses her smarts to help ward off a Hun invasion, falling in love with a dashing captain along the way. Directors, Tony Bancroft and Barry Cook. The story was by Tom Hodge, Robert D. Sansucci, possibly, Floyd Norman, and yeah. Sorry, I forgot the starring. Ming-Na Wen, Eddie Murphy, Donny Osmond, B.D. Wong, Harvey Fierstein, and James Hong. So, ta-da! I watched this when it came out on VHS many moons ago, and I loved it. Like, even from such a young age, like it's so fun and I don't know, kind of captivating. But I learned a lot growing up about a lot of the adult jokes that happened during it, and still very grateful.
I think that happens to a lot of us as we grow up with
Yeah.
Yes.
a movie that we love from Disney. You get or not even Disney, like DreamWorks also, like Shrek. You can start to
Yeah.
get the more adult humor. And I also feel like, I mean, I'm sure every single one of us have a different Disney animated movie that we grew up with. Like if yours, or love from childhood. Like if yours is Mulan,
Yeah.
mine was The Lion King. My sister's was Aladdin. What about the other two here?
Oh, for me, I loved all the 90s Disney movies. If I had to pick, it probably either would have been it was probably Lion King for me as well.
Trying to think.
I mean, I loved Mulan too. Don't get me wrong, but
You loved Mulan too? That's a weird one.
I loved Mulan also.
That's like saying I liked Lion King 1.5 the best out of them.
Oh Lord.
I mean, it was really good, guys. You have no idea.
I mean, it's hard.
Greedy, what was your favorite?
It's hard to just pick one, but like Brother Bear was good.
Oh,
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
That made me cry, and also started my love for Phil Collins. Little fun fact.
wow, that one did not Tarzan?
Was it? Oh yeah, I did forget about Tarzan. Okay, I lied. I forgot about Tarzan. And what else? Like the Emperor's New Groove. That's Disney, right? Or
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
that's
it's
Disney. Yeah. That's probably about it. I could go on probably, but there's.
Well, I mean, the question was the one that
Oh, the one. Oh, there's too many. Too many.
Greedy he loves them all.
Fair.
He's a mass lover of them.
But if I had to nail it down, it'll probably be either, like I said, Brother Bear, or Ratatouille's always there too.
Oh
That's
yeah.
Pixar, but yeah.
That's right. Oh, it is
Yeah.
Pixar. See,
Well,
I can.
Yeah.
They're all the same.
Well, now they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think Brother Bear is a very unique one. I don't
It
know how
is.
many people like grew up with that one and still love it to this day. So that's awesome.
I mean, that one came out. I think I wasn't even in high school anymore. I didn't see that until.
2000... Hold on.
A Bug's Life, was that Disney? No.
Pixar.
That was Pixar.
2003.
Yeah, that was...
Okay, so it came out my senior year of high school.
Wow.
Look, I'm
Brother Bear did? Jeez.
Brother Bear, yep.
gonna say it.
Oh my
Tay,
god.
you're old.
Yeah.
I'm aware. I did just have a birthday.
Oh, happy birthday!
Oh,
Happy birthday.
Thanks. I'm now old, officially.
I'm now old.
Er.
That is it. That is the baseline.
Alice is probably cringing right now. He's like, oh, if Tay's old.
Alice is younger than me.
Not by much, though, right?
No, he's like a year or two younger is all.
So he was still in high school, so he should feel old. Callus, you feel old.
Mhm.
I'll tell him.
Well,
I remember having Brother Bear as a game for my Game Boy Advanced SP,
That was a
wow.
and it
game
was
for it?
really hard. It was very
They
difficult.
probably didn't know what to do with it. They were like, "What the fuck are
Nope.
we gonna do with this concept?"
They're like,
Well,
plug in Phil Collins somewhere.
They incorporated a lot of like climbing trees and like the ice and stuff, and like the ice just took me out. Like it was rough. But it was fun.
Was
fun.
it slippery controls?
It was, yeah.
Oh,
It was hard. But that game was fun though. I really enjoyed playing it.
what about a
Well-
Goofy movie? I remember that one too.
Yeah, Goofy.
Is that part Pixar?
Nope, that's Disney.
See, I'm afraid of like naming these movies and they'd be like Pixar or something.
Like I said,
Yeah,
it's
I
all
mean-
under it's all the same now. But yeah, I don't think anyone's
Yeah.
gonna like hang you for saying Bugs
Well-
Life, that fun Disney movie. I don't think Mickey Mouse
will,
is gonna
but
come
that's
out of the
okay.
woodwork and be like, "Oh, get to the gallows."
Oh, get fucked.
Anyway, we need to go back.
Yes, we do.
Ray, what is so
Yes.
special about Mulan that it was your childhood Disney movie?
I think a lot of it had to do with like it was a female, like a strong female character, even from like a young age. It like growing up in a house that with a sister and a mom, like dad was singled out, but he raised us to be very strong women, and that was kind of like my first movie, like Disney movie, I guess, where like she's not really a princess. She's a warrior, and she's like fighting for her father, and I guess I just kind of like I related to that a little bit, just because like I want to make my father proud too, and even from like a little age, I was like, yeah, like she's out there, fighting the honey buns and taking name, and I love that. I think even when I was younger, I loved, I don't know. I loved the snow and like the sound of her horse, and Mushu, hilarious. Can't pass up that. So I like the comedy, and I liked the strong female lead.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I agree. Like this is like a strong movie, not only from the like themes present in it, but also like you said, it's a Disney quote unquote princess, but it's not like she's just from a peasant family, right? Who's getting conscripted into the army. So it's a very unique concept for Disney I guess at the time, because most of it deals with people or animals who are kings and queens and princesses and princesses or princess and princesses. So it's cool to see what they did with the whole concept. And I forgot how like brutal this movie got. I mean, even though they don't show anyone like dying or being killed, like you get like that scene where they find like the burnt down village, and it's just like, wow, like wow, we just went there.
Right after a rousing song of
Yeah,
like the fun, like a really fun song, and then it just it ends immediately, and it's just like, never mind, death.
well, yeah, that's the one thing that I really liked about this was once that like serious war tone came in, like there was no more like jovial music or song until like the end. They were like, this is where the serious wartime stuff pops up, and the like, people are dead in the village, and the whole like army has been slain by the Huns. And I think that was like the perfect choice, because how do you have like a song fit in after he kneels next to his father's helmet, or even like after Mulan gets found out after that whole sequence? It's like you just can't do it. Like even like a villain song wouldn't fit there. I don't feel like
No.
It's just I think they did a perfect job of like ending that tone with such a stab. Like that is literally like a stab in your gut. It's like, hey, everyone's dead. And then they don't let that knife come out of your belly until the end, when there's a resolution. So I find that particularly restraint, like a lot of restraint by Disney to do that, like because they do a lot of these musical type animated movies, especially back in the day, and it showed a lot of restraint to make the movie have that more serious moments, but also a more serious theme throughout like the second half of the movie.
I also think this might be the first movie where Disney showed blood when she was wounded. Like you saw on her hand, not necessarily like at the wound site, but
you see it a little bit on her
like on her side.
Armor.
Yeah, I guess so. But I guess it was more prominent on her hand for me. But I always thought that was interesting, like growing up too. But yeah, it got real quick. But I think they executed it really well for a children's movie.
It's still rated G too. Like
Yeah.
like this one, I feel like this one out of all the Disney movies, it should be at least a PG.
Yeah.
Well, during this time, ratings were, kind of lenient, compared to like
Mhm.
nowadays where, they show that in kids' movies. They're like, oh, rated R.
It's
like, okay.
PG-13.
It's like, okay.
Yeah. Do you guys have a favorite song?
I mean, the "Let's Get Down to Business" is always a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
This time around, I really like the "I'll Make a Man Out of You" song.
Mhm.
Because not
was a
only
good
are
one.
you listening to it, like when I was a kid, you don't really connect the dots for the most part, but like the whole the idea of "I'll make a man out of you" and it's Mulan under the armor, it just adds
Mhm.
so much more to that.
It does.
I have sung that song at karaoke before.
Hey,
go.
let's go.
I mean, I did
And
with
here we're gonna
yeah.
play a clip of Tay singing that. No.
Yeah, it wasn't just
Hold
me,
up.
but yeah. There is a video of it somewhere.
If you find it
I would
before I
like to
edit it,
see it.
I will cut it in.
That would be awesome.
They are
Nice.
disgusting. No, they are men.
Yeah.
I'm not biting any more butts. Okay, you guys have to have a favorite Mushu line. Scene.
I particularly like the one where Mulan just lights the rocket with him, and he's flying off into the distance. He's like, "How did you miss? He was right in front of you!" And then he, of course, it blows up the mountainside and it gets the avalanche going. But I love that line delivery. I don't know why, because it's not really that funny of a line, but I just love how it's delivered.
I feel like for me it feels like a callback to a movie we watched last week.
You're right. Last week though, that was about 2 weeks ago.
Or yeah, whatever.
Last
Last episode. Yeah. From how'd I miss from 3 feet away?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great one. Mine personally is I think this is just from being young, but like when I was little, my favorite part was when he walks up to the Great Stone Dragon and totally pops the ear off. Like, I thought that was hilarious when I was younger. And then as I grew older, the scene where he's riding on the panda
Yeah,
is my favorite.
I love how that scene ends. They just climb into the tree, like the panda just climbs into the tree, and then the guy turns around. He's like, "Where'd you go?"
Yeah.
That's a perfect moment there.
Like the jokes just.
I forgot how prominent Mushu was in the movie. I felt like he was more of a when I think of this movie when I was a kid, I thought he was more of a background comedy relief on the side, but he's actually influencing the plot way more than I remembered.
He's there the whole time.
It should really be called Mushu. If we're being real.
Mushu in big letters and Mulan in small.
Mushu and Mulan. There you go.
Or Mulan and
Mulan.
Mushu.
Yeah.
Mulan and Mushu. Come on, we gotta give her the credit.
Mulushu.
They could have called
Mushu.
it
There you go.
but
Now it just sounds like you're shipping them together.
Then everyone will start talking about the rapper. Be like, Eminem? Oh, I love Eminem. That song, Rap God? You're like, what?
Oh gosh.
That's a different timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good Mushu moments. The one thing that when the cricket is writing out the report, the fake report.
Mhm.
One, I loved how they added the typewriter sound effects when he's doing his little jumpings, and I also love the little comments that Mushu would make, trying to get him to refine it, make it more dignified, sound more like a general. That was a good little moment.
We're in a war, man. Awesome. Have you guys seen the second one?
No.
No.
I know it
It's
exists, but
it's not terrible, but it's also not great. You could live your life without seeing it and be perfectly fine.
I feel like that's most straight to DVD sequels from Disney, just a cash grab to.
Yeah.
Because it's I know Mulan. I didn't know there was a second one.
That's that's Eisner for you. The guy who was running Disney at the time was just like, no, just spit them out as fast as possible. Doesn't matter if they're good. Yeah.
Yeah, and the animation's different. Like it's more like crispy.
Oh yeah,
and
it's definitely
I
different.
don't like it.
It's more rushed. It's not as refined.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You don't. Yeah, all I'm saying is they wouldn't have put the sequels into the Disney vault. You know, like that.
It's true.
The vault is reserved for only like the number one attractions, right? The sequels always were on the shelves in the DVD section.
Yep.
Like, oh, catch Bambi before it returns to the Disney vault. It's like, well, Bambi 2's here. Do you want that too? And they're like, no, no,
Absolutely not.
No. No, thank you.
What are we, peasants?
This is trash. But didn't you make it? Trash, I tell you. Hey, if we're going to talk about trash, we should talk maybe a little bit about the remake, the live-action remake.
Yeah.
No.
Because
I like...
Well,
I've never seen it, for
I
one.
haven't seen it either. I hear too many bad things about it.
I do too. But I do like that they brought Christina Aguilera back to do one of the songs for it. That's the only thing I've liked about it so far.
That's a great reason to like it.
there's not even songs of the movie, though.
No,
Yeah,
but
credits
like,
song.
Oh, the end credits song. Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so I watched it. I had some extra free time, and I
Sorry
said
for your
this
loss.
might be something fun to talk about on the podcast. And right away, it just felt like the set designs good, the orchestral score fine, but it just felt cheap, and the acting throughout the entire movie was so bland, and they changed way too much. They totally ripped out the core of what Mulan is, and we're just like, well, you know how she's like learning how to be a warrior, and she doesn't know anything, really anything about it. They start off as like a kid, and she's like already very acrobatic, and she's like chasing this chicken around. Then later, when they're doing like the tea section, she like has impeccable balance. She's balancing all the teacups and stuff in her hands and stuff like that. And then once she finally gets to like the part where she's training, she's already really good. So like the whole arc of her like learning how to be a warrior is gone. Secondly, she has a sister in the movie for whatever reason. I don't know why. She just has a sister. So that was weird. And then also like her dad wasn't even injured in this movie. Like he was fine. Like there was like hardly anything wrong with him. I don't know.
It's like no reason for her to actually go to war.
Yeah, it was very strange. And then also, we've been saying this entire time, like Mulan's a very strong female character. They added in an like evil witch character that is the Hawk. So the Huns Hawk is actually a witch that transforms into a hawk.
That. Yeah.
And it just kind of goes against everything that Mulan originally had theme-wise going. Like, she's a strong female character who is beating the big bad guy. And instead of it being like Mulan beating up the big bad guy, like the witch, they present her almost instantly as like the most powerful being in the world, and she could kill the Hun in one flick of the finger. And I'm like, this is like totally ruining like the whole theme of the original movie. Like there's nothing to overcome if there's already the most powerful, warrior here who can just beat everyone with a flick of her finger. Like what's the point? And throughout the entire movie, it just feels very cheap, feels very rushed. Even though they added like 30 minutes to the movie somehow. And yeah, I mean, like Mushu's not there, the cricket's not there. Like I said before, the hawk is now like an actual like character that transforms. It's not just a intimidating hawk. They took out all of her sidekick characters. They're not anywhere near the same. Any of the characters that are in there. Yeah, it's just a very bland, soulless cash grab. And yeah, it was like. I debated giving it like a half star because I was just like so annoyed with it while going through, but I ended up being a little bit generous, and I gave it a 1.
Oh,
Wow.
wow. That is generous.
But yeah,
Not that I know.
like it just, like I said, it just took everything from the original movie, everything that like works so well with it and is so unique about it, and it went, you know what? Fuck that. And then they made it, and it just I was in shock while I was watching it. I was like, there's no way they turned such a good movie into this soulless, bland, by the numbers garbage. It just was terrible.
Yeah, that's basically what I had heard about it, and I was like, well, that's a shame. I'll never see it.
Disney started off good with that Sleeping Beauty remake. I thought that was fine. And then they were like, whoa, that made money. So let's do every single movie. It's like, no, stop.
Yeah.
You already went too far when you did Lady and the Tramp. That went straight to fucking Disney Plus. Like, we don't need any more of these, please, for the love of God.
I've forgotten about all of these that you've mentioned so far. Oh my gosh.
Well, the Sleeping Beauty
That's
one
really
was
better.
Was Maleficent, right?
No. It was Sleeping Beauty. Maleficent was Maleficent.
Well, yeah, I didn't think they made a Sleeping. I thought Maleficent was Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. It is.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like
Also, the
Gotta
Beauty,
be.
the Beauty and the Beast one was fine too. I'll say.
I
But,
really enjoyed that one, but in like Little Mermaid wasn't terrible, but like it also like wasn't great. So-
I just really think Aquafina's voice is very annoying. Like, she's fine. Like, as a person,
That's
I don't
fair.
care. But like, her whole song made me turn it off. Like, as soon as she started singing, I was like, "Sorry, I'm out." And that was
Which-
it.
I don't blame you.
which one was she in?
The Little Mermaid live action that came out like
Yeah.
2 years ago
Who-
now.
Who was Aquafina in that?
She was the seagull.
Oh,
Completely different character, by the way. Like, they totally botched his character or her character.
yeah, I was.
They
it's
gave
like-
they gave Aquafina a song, and I'm like, this didn't need to happen, and I turned it off. Like, I was like 3
Yeah.
lines in, and I'm like, no, I'm not, because I already like don't really like the sound of her voice. So
Yeah.
like I said, I don't mind her as like a person. Like in any other movie, like Shang-Chi and the Seven Rings or whatever, she's fine. I don't mind. But like just having her voice constantly throughout the movie, I was like, okay, it's too much. Sorry, I'm out.
Why'd they get rid of Scuttle?
They didn't get rid of him. They just botched the
made-
character.
Just made him a lady, which is fine. Sure, whatever.
Well, it's not that they made the character a lady that botched the character. It's the
the
fact
lady
that
that they chose.
well, yeah, the one they chose, and also the fact that like he doesn't or she doesn't like really do what Scuttle did in the original Mermaid movie, because like he's supposed to be like the envoy or whatever, or the person of knowledge for all things human. So he's telling her what forks are and whatever. Wrong, of course, but
Dingle
still doing it.
hoppers. Thank you.
And he
Yeah.
doesn't really do that in the new, or she doesn't really do that in the. It's so fucking confusing to get these fucking pronouns right now. But she doesn't really do that in the new movie. Like there's maybe like a second of that, but it's not as fun or whatever. It's just it's just another like meh live action remake, and I didn't even get through the whole thing. So
Yeah.
my arguments are invalid because I need to watch to the credits, I guess. That's what people
Yeah.
say. But
Didn't you
yes,
see the scene after the credits that explained everything and made it better?
the scene where the Little Mermaid is talking to Mickey Mouse and and Luke Skywalker shows up.
Yeah.
When are we gonna
You
get the live action remake of Jim Carrey's A Christmas Carol?
No.
Ooh. Man, I don't know because that's so good. Like don't mess with it.
Oh,
That's why I said no.
yeah, I don't like that one.
You don't like
Yeah.
it?
No, that's a creep. It's creepy and
It is creepy. It is creepy as hell. I think
That's why I said no.
I'll stick with the Muppets. Thank you.
Yeah.
The Muppets
did
one makes
perfect.
me cry.
See, I don't even know why I brought up Scrooge anyway. I was just fishing for like a weird thing to adapt. Live action version of Mars Needs Moms. When's that coming? Chicken Little.
Oh, Chicken Little.
Anyway, if you're counting, this is like the 5th time we've gone off topic. Bingo.
It's true. Because I mean, I guess I thought I don't know what I thought. thought we'd have more to talk about, but like it's just
Well, we do.
perfection.
It's just we've been having a fun conversation about everything.
That is true.
Definitely.
That is
Yeah.
also true.
So I will say the one thing that I find weird in this movie, and it's not like a big thing. Like I get why they did it and stuff, but like it does seem a little weird that like second she figures out how to climb that the pole,
Mhm.
immediately everybody's kind of like, oh, I know how to do everything now.
Well, I mean, no, they had to go through rigorous training, but I think she brought like the motivation to do it.
Yeah, no, like I said, I get why they did it. It just seems kind of weird. Where I'm just like,
I mean, they're
not
all
quite.
constantly in the background training with her. So
Yeah. But
Oh.
like even she suddenly who like was doing so bad, that he was about to send her home, and now suddenly it's like, oh wait, I can carry heavy things and do all these different things.
it's about building character, building muscle.
I'm aware, but just climbing one pole doesn't build muscle.
Wow,
Like,
no,
it does
have
build
you
muscle.
climbed a
It
pole
builds-
recently?
It builds muscle, but it doesn't necessarily make you suddenly good enough to shoot an arrow correctly.
Maybe it just gives you the confidence. Like, hey, I did it. I can
Maybe.
do
Yeah.
anything.
Did
Yeah,
it?
maybe.
The light bulb flickered on. Wait, I can carry something heavy.
Like I said, it's not like it's a huge deal, and it's a kids show. It's got to get through. Show this montage of them getting better and all that, which I get. But yeah, it just seems a little. It's a little fast, is all I'm saying.
I think
Well.
the one thing that I wanted more of in this movie was more of a not a relationship, but just like some more villain and hero moments where the Huns, what's the Huns guy name?
Sean Shu or something like that.
Something like that.
On you.
Because
Yeah.
I think by the end of the movie, like he still doesn't even know who Mulan is, even though
It's the soldier who killed his men.
right. But there's not much going on between them, and it makes like this really cool, menacing villain not as fun in my opinion, because they don't really have like that repertoire like other Disney movies have, like with Scar and like all of his
Yeah.
character in that movie, and even like in Tarzan the Hunter, he has like tons of screen presence. And
Leighton.
yeah, and in this one, I just felt like even though he does have his moments, and he is a sinister, and I love his design, and I think that like his little minion guys are also pretty fun. He just, I feel I just wanted more of him interacting, at least in the movie in general, but also if they could just have him and Mulan have more of a moment together where maybe he does realize while they're fighting that she's a woman, and it's like, oh my god, I can't believe I let a woman beat me, or something like that. Just
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
more to make that ending have a bit more punch to it.
Yeah, and I feel like he does definitely realize, like, first he's like, who's this lady? Oh, it's the soldier from the mountain.
But it's
And
too,
also,
it's
I
too
get-
late in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
You got 5 minutes of the movie left. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they could have done a little more. But I think also just it's more of a societal thing. Like Huns, I don't think we're as patriarchal as Chinese. So he's probably just like, oh yeah, a woman soldier. That makes sense.
Well, yeah, I mean the Huns ravaged Asia and those territories for quite some time. They were a nomadic people.
Yeah.
And that was like my main issue with the movie. Well, not issue, but like light criticism about the movie. Because in general, I think this is it's a really good one. And
Yeah.
I think that I it's so funny because like nowadays, if they made Mulan, people would be like, "Oh, a female lead character, wow."
So woke.
Yeah, it's just it's so crazy to me that so many people feel like nowadays there's too much of this and too much of that. and you look back in the past, and it's like, well, here we have a strong female character right here. Like, what's wrong?
Mhm.
You know, like why is it now a problem?
Right.
So yeah, it's just it's kind of mind boggling, and it's stupid. It's all dumb.
Yup.
It is all dumb. Correct.
The only
Very
complaints that
dumb.
I ever have with a female lead is if it's a bad movie. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I care about. Like same thing with video games. If as long as they're written, like a character is written well, doesn't matter what gender they are, doesn't matter what sexuality they are. As long as they're written well, I'm good. You know, I don't give a shit.
Yep.
The
Yeah.
same thing goes for Mulan and the rest of like the older Disney movies. I'll I have my criticisms for other movies like I don't know Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty, where it's just like here's a generic woman and she needs to have her prince, right? But then you look at a movie like Mulan or even like Shrek, as funny as it is to say, like Fiona is a very strong character in that movie. She obviously it's a parody of what Disney did, but like she's not written as just like, oh, I'm trapped in my tower and I'm so helpless. Like as soon as she gets out of that
Right.
tower, she's kicking, like she's literally snapping people's necks in the forest, like
Yeah.
So and
She
yeah,
holds her own.
yeah,
Mhm.
totally.
Yeah, she does. One complaint that I have about Mulan is that the Hun, what did we say his name was, Shan Yu. They use his one yelling bit like 4 times in the movie, and it just
Yeah.
gets kind of old fast. Like he has one type of yell, and he does it all the time.
Wasn't as bad as freaking X-Men though, with the freaking roar.
That's true.
I still think about that. It pisses me off.
PTSD. Yeah, I found it funny. They also used a lot of stock sound effects. There was one that it was pretty early on. It was the bonk, the meme bonk, that I have in my streams, and I'm sure other people have
Yep.
heard.
Yeah.
But like
It's
as
nostalgia.
soon as that happened, I was like,
It's nostalgic, that's for sure.
yeah, but maybe a bit too many stock sound effects in this one because I recognized a lot of the various sound effects that they used in there. That very it must have been like a very early like package that they could buy because it was a lot of ones that I was like, I recognize that from like 5 million things. So maybe they could have done a little bit more with the sound department because they still had like the swords clashing and lots of good sound design in there. But when they were using those very generic sound clips, I was like, okay, we probably could have like zhuzhed this up a little bit.
They say
Yeah.
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 I'm working
Yeah,
on
really.
it. Yeah, I guess there's really nothing else I want to say. I think it's well written too. We already talked
Yeah.
about a lot of the common like the themes in it, but there's a lot of just well written moments, smartly written moments.
Mhm.
Yeah. I was last year's old when I realized that it was Donny Osmond that was singing.
Yep. I knew
That
that.
shocked me. I was not expecting it. But yeah, that was
But he was, a bit of a local celebrity for us Utah folks, so that's why we knew.
Oh,
nice.
It was one of our claim to fames. We have a celebrity here. It wasn't as common, back then.
That's fair.
what do we all think of the very end after the Emperor gives Mulan the gifts when she reunites with her father?
Love it.
Yeah.
That part also makes me a little teary-eyed.
Yeah, I think it's like the perfect cap at the end of
Mhm.
the movie. I keep using the word, but thematically works very well. And you don't really see the father too much during the
Yeah.
movie after she leaves. And I guess that's more so like because Mulan doesn't know what he's doing. But then again, we also see stuff that's happening in the Empire at the same time that she wouldn't have known anyway. But
Yeah.
It's probably because you kind of know that she left him behind. I guess we didn't really need to get any updates on what was happening with him. We knew he was sick, he was crippled from the war that he fought in before. So you kind of understand why when you get back to him in the movie, he's just kind of sitting there like maybe wishing he could do more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. He's worried about his daughter. You know, as far as he knows, if she gets caught, she's dead. She's also in war, so she's probably dead.
And maybe he would also realize like he was putting too much pressure. Like I guess the whole family probably realized they were putting too much pressure on Mulan because by the time she comes back and he realizes like, oh, she did all this to like win back my honor or do something honorable for the family, and he's like, fuck that. Like who cares about that? Like,
Yeah.
he just missed her. So very nice cap
Yeah.
at the end there. I also the grandma character could have used more of her,
Yes.
honestly. Like I loved her. She
Sign
was
me
so
up
funny.
for the next war.
Yeah, that final line by her, perfect.
Would you like to stay for dinner? Would you like to stay forever? That's my personal favorite.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, she's great. 10 out of 10.
10 out of
Go
10
grandma.
would listen to again.
Yes, absolutely.
Go, Grandma.
Go, Grandma.
Honestly, the only thing that I would maybe consider taking out of this movie would be Cricky. I don't know if he's needed at all.
That's fair.
Yeah, I
But-
did feel like there was like one too many
Yeah.
comic characters. Like he was like the Cricket character would have been fine if when she let him out of the cage at the house, he was not really in the movie anymore.
Yeah, that would have been fine.
Because you don't really need the Cricket to, write the letter. You could just have Mushu do that.
Yeah.
Or, something else happen. I do
I
like
mean,
the continuous joke where it's like, oh, you are one lucky cricket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do
What
like
I do
that,
like-
but yeah.
Basically, I think the idea is like Mulan. First you see the dog, the little dog, and you're like, oh, that's going to be like her animal companion, and he's barely in the movie.
Yeah, I'm glad.
And
that
then
was-
and then she gets Mushu, and you're like, oh, okay. But then Mushu even gets a companion, a little companion of his own.
Yeah, that dog did not fit in this movie at all. I don't know what they were thinking with the design, one, and then like,
Mhm.
yeah, I'm glad that it only had like the two scenes.
It should have I don't know why they didn't use I can't remember the breed now, but it's like a very common breed in China. It looks kind of like a little almost kind of looks like a bigger, pudgier Corky.
I'm trying to think of Island of the
Or not
Dogs.
Corky. Not what is the Corky? I was thinking Yorkie, but it's not a Yorkie. Corgi. Yeah, what is it? I can't remember now. Hold on, I can look this up.
Yeah, it looked like that dog was grabbed directly out of like a Garfield comic or something like
Yes,
that.
it looked very similar to Odie.
It just did not fit. Everything else, fine. It's almost like they added that scene, like that was like one of the last things they were doing was the dog scenes, and they're like, just give us a dog. We have this sketch of this dog left over from like I don't know, Lady and the Tramp or something. Let's just use that.
Yeah. There it is. What is you? What are you called? Just give me the name.
I love the dog. I love how stupid it was.
Yeah.
Well,
Fine.
I hated it.
Well, sounds like a personal
yeah.
problem.
It's a Chow Chow.
Chow chow.
Here, let me.
Incoming dog picture. Ah, yes,
Yeah.
I recognize
There it
that.
is.
I recognize that.
Oh my
yes.
gosh, how cute.
It's a cute dog, and it fits. Like they should have used that. Like I'm looking at different breeds in
Yeah.
China, and none of them look like Odie from Garfield.
Well,
Hunter
Ray,
from
does this
China.
change your opinion?
Yeah, Sharpei,
I mean,
Pekingese.
no. Still thought he was cute. And
He was
really
cute.
stupid.
Like all the dogs I'm seeing from breeds in China all have like the triangular floppy ears, or they're straight up. the Pekingese is the only one that looks kind of like a. I don't know how to describe it. Kind of looks like a Chihuahua, but floppier and hairier.
What a vision! What a
Yeah,
I was thinking the same thing.
yes.
like a Chihuahua, but kind of floppier and hairier.
You see, I watch the dog show every year. I know all these dogs.
Oh, okay.
Give me a picture of them. I'll be like, oh yeah, I've seen that one before.
Yeah.
I know some of these words.
I watched the
But, like-
Puppy Bowl.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, a Chow Chow or a pug, those are both more recognizable as like dogs. And I don't know, whatever, Mulan, you dropped the ball here.
Well, thank God he wasn't like a main character. I
Yeah.
can only
Yeah,
imagine.
We need the Mulan 1.5. What the dog doing? Well, all right. Anyone else have anything they want to say about Mulan?
I
Greedy?
don't think
we've
so.
covered positives, negatives. No one surprise us now in your review. All right,
That's-
Ray, start us off.
I'm giving it a 1. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, this movie, it was very nice and comforting while I've been getting over being sick, so it's kind of it was a good pick by me. Thank you, me. You're welcome, me.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, the nostalgia probably adds to a lot of it, but I'll give it a 4.5 out of 5 just because I don't know. I thought it was great. The sound effects are great. Music was awesome. Comedy is still there. It still holds up, almost 20 years later or 30 years later. God.
We're old.
Yeah. We're old. Yeah,
We
so 4.5
are.
out of 5.
Fair. All right. Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I think it has a very strong theme throughout. The musical sections are great, and I also love how the movie changes its tone so drastically right in the middle, or well, maybe it's more towards like 75% through the movie, and I think that works really well. Just as like a subversion of your expectations for a movie that has such jovial and fun music to it. I thought that the comedy was good. There were some jokes that didn't land for me, but for the most part, I thought it was pretty good. I found the stock sound effects to be a bit distracting, especially the bonk, just because it's so memed nowadays. I just wish that the villain was maybe a bit more prominent in the story, maybe had a bit more presence here and there, especially with him not really knowing who Mulan was during most of the movie. So, still great though. Still like one of the better Disney movies. In the Renaissance ranking, I'd probably put it like at a number 4 or 3 in that. And I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
Nice. Yeah, I love the music. Some really good songs in this. Some good jokes as well. Like Yemmy said, not all of them stuck, but back in in the 90s, we probably thought they were golden. I really this movie, I just kind of I wish they kind of just stuck with this one and didn't make all the other ones, and just kind of could be like one of those, as we mentioned earlier, kind of vaulted movies. But they always have to take advantage of something and try to make money off of something. I thought it was a good watch, but it's one of those like I just want to kind of leave in my past. I mean, I'm not saying no bad. I watched it again, but I wanted to leave it. So I think watching it now is fine. I probably won't rewatch it anytime soon. I'll give it a 3.5.
Well-
Okay. I agree with pretty much everything that's been said. I really enjoyed this movie. It's one of my favorite from the 90s. I saw this, I think I was in junior high. Yes. I really enjoy it. It's a great movie. I got some nostalgia for it. And I will also give it a 4 out of 5.
Yay.
Yeah, right.
Well, I'm
Oh.
sorry you didn't enjoy it as much, Greedy, as I was anticipating.
I mean, 3.5 is still good. It's not bad.
I let you
It's still
down.
good.
I think that's what you gave mine.
Oh, okay.
So, Greedy, it's time to answer the final question. Was it a good recommend for you?
Like I said, yes. But at the same time, I probably just want to leave it, as like a good watch, in the past. So I would say yes.
All right. Out of the 4 movies, including the one you chose for yourself,
Oh,
which was your favorite?
oh man, you throwing me on the loop here. Now I got to think of the 4 we watched. So
The
there's
Mummy, Iron Giant,
Mummy?
The Man Who Knew Too Little, and Mulan.
I mean, I'm allowed to pick my own. Like,
Well, yeah. I mean,
I just love the Iron Giant. Like out of the 4, sorry everybody, or 3, I think the Iron Giant, and I think you guys could agree. We all gave that
Yeah.
a highly recommendation, and
I'd
I
pick the Iron
I
Giant,
think but if I had yeah, I would go with the Iron Giant. Sorry everyone.
that's fine.
That's fine. I probably would have
I
gone with the
don't
Mummy.
forgive you.
I will never forgive you. You're off the podcast after the next episode.
Yeah, you're fired.
Which
I'm glad I just don't have to rank them.
well, we could.
No.
What a good idea, Green. No, just kidding.
Wow,
Just kidding.
Greedy.
I'm kidding. But that does lead me to. I want to announce this before the next episode because we'll have a guest on. Probably. Tay needs to confirm, but we already have someone ready to go for season 4 of the podcast here.
Let's go.
And with Greedy leaving us, we had I went to the first person that I could think of, and of course I looped back around to Callus, and Callus said he'd love to rejoin the podcast.
Yay!
So it'll be a bit of a reunion for most of us here. But,
You guys better ask why he wanted to rejoin. Like the first moment, I want to know why he wants to rejoin.
why?
Oh, it's because it's because Greedy's gone.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I don't have to deal with Greedy again? Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
join again.
You have to deal with his shitty picks. Oh yeah.
I think everyone already knew that Callus was coming back. We've hinted at it a couple times, even gave it away at one point. But officially just announcing it right here. I did confirm with him once again because I did ask him a couple months ago at this point when Greedy originally said that he was leaving. And I just wanted to make sure, like, hey, you still want to come on, right? And he's like, hell yeah. Well, he didn't say hell yeah. He said yes, sir, or whatever. So,
Whatever. I
we
may or may
will-
not have also said it on my stream last night because I thought it was
Whoops.
out. So,
Whoops.
hipsies.
Another Easter egg for the true fans
Yeah,
out
the
there.
true fan. I have
My
a question talking about Callus real quick. He still has the beard, right?
Oh, he has. the
Oh,
beard.
and looks mighty fine with. I mean,
I know, he does. He does look good with the beard. I may or may not have been this whole podcast episode working on his sprite.
Oh,
Well,
alright.
hey, you still gave good conversation, so
Yeah, I can draw. I've been known to draw and
Multitask.
communicate at the same time. So
multitasking king over there.
yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's time to do some small recommendations. If anyone has a small recommendation, speak now.
If you've had winter and weather for the past couple months, make sure you get out and enjoy some of the sunshine and warmth because
Yeah.
it's been great.
It has been really nice outside.
I did some gardening yesterday.
I don't think we're there yet. We're getting there, but we're not there yet.
Well, I'll say, yeah. If we don't do it now, soon we will be unable to do it.
We're just at the
That is
point
true.
where we are able to put away our winter coats, I hope, and put our light jackets on. That's where we're at.
It's true. All I have to say is wash your damn hands, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Don't
Please. Don't get sick.
Don't catch the
While you're-
virus.
While you're at it, wash your ass too, and your
That's
feet.
true.
Yeah, don't forget about your
Yeah.
feet. Yeah.
We had a whole conversation behind that. You know what? Wash
Yeah.
behind your ears too. While we're at it.
Yeah. You know what was gross?
Bathe.
Well-
Just bathe.
While on my trip, I stopped at a gas station, and some dude gets out of the bathroom and just rinses his hands and leaves. I'm like, what?
That's
Ew,
more than
gross.
what most people do.
I
Honestly.
know.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's true. But I'm just like, I thought we were as like a species had all just like we wash our hands now. Come on.
Yeah.
No,
Since the
not all.
pandemic. Come on, everyone.
I wish.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Well, I have more of a tangible recommendation. I went to go see Mickey 17 last weekend, and even though it's not, it's the new movie by Bong Joon-ho, who also did The Host, which we talked about on the podcast, and
Oh yeah.
Parasite,
Parasite, yeah.
that we
Okay.
also
Nice.
talked about on the podcast before
He did
Ray's time.
Snowpiercer
Oh yeah,
too,
and
didn't he?
Snowpiercer. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've
Did he
done, we've
do?
done 3.
That was
yeah.
Snowpiercer, too.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
Snowpiercer. He has a very good film repertoire.
Quite
and,
the different genres, yeah.
and Mickey 17 is good. It's obviously not good as Parasite, because like what can really beat that in his filmography? But I enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5. I thought it was a fun time. I think Robert Pattinson did a great job. He plays like 2 different characters, like in the movie, like 2 drastically
Yeah.
different characters. It was very good, and the effects are phenomenal in the movie. Like the CG and stuff is all really well done. And right now it is kind of struggling at the box office, and I would really hate to see a Bong Joon-ho movie like fail and then he not get as big of a budget for his next one, because I love his movies and I think he's one of my favorite directors, especially after rewatching Snowpiercer and watching Parasite for the first time, and of course The Host as well. I really want to see him flourish. So if you have the time, or if you have the just like a free afternoon, maybe go see the movie in the theater, give him a little bit of support, because I think he really deserves it. I mean, there's a reason why he won Best Picture and Best Foreign Film and et cetera, it's because he's just
I
a
agree with you.
phenomenal
He
filmmaker.
definitely is. So.
And like I said, even though Mickey 17, don't go into it with the expectation that it's going to be better than Parasite, because it's not, and it's okay because it's still a good movie. So
Yeah.
very fun.
Okie dokie.
Also, Mark Rubier. What's his name? The guy who plays the Hulk, Bruce Banner.
Mark Rubio.
Oh, it is Rubio. He's in the movie. He does a pretty good job.
Buffalo. No.
Ruffalo.
I
Yeah,
don't-
Ruffalo. You're right. It's
Ruffalo.
Ruffalo.
I was like,
I was like, Mark Rubio, what?
yeah. I
he's
was like, no, that's wrong.
Ruffalo.
Wait.
He does a good job in this one. He kind of has like a similar character to his character in Poor Things. Kind of. It's kind of like a similar character, but it's also very different. So, but go into it with that expectation. Like he's not a Marvel character in this one. So yeah, that's my recommendation. And if you don't want to watch Mickey 17, but you haven't, like, let's say you don't even know who I'm talking about, Bong Joon-ho, then look up some of his movies. Watch Snowpiercer, watch Parasite. I believe I gave both those movies a 5 out of 5 when we reviewed them. So you know that like his movies are really good when I've given 2 out of his like 4 or 5 movies a perfect score. So
Yeah.
support him.
Yeah.
Love
He's a gem.
Snowpiercer.
All right. Well, folks, we had the fan vote, and the winner has been decided. It is for Greedy's final movie on the podcast as an official co-host, because he could be back for fan votes in the future. The Fifth Element, or Les Cinquante Éléments, from 1997, directed by Luc Besson. And the short blurb about it is, in 2257, a taxi driver is unintentionally given the task of saving a young girl who is part of the key that will ensure the survival of humanity. And this stars Bruce Willis, Mila Jovovich, Gary Oldman, Ian Holm, Chris Tucker, Luke Perry, and many, many others. There's a guy named Tricky, just Tricky in the movie. Not sure who that is, but he's in the movie too. So this has been a movie that's been on my watch list for some time. Being a sci-fi fan, I'm surprised I never watched it, but I just never got around to it. So it should be an interesting watch. And Topos should be here next time to talk about the movie with us.
Ray's never
Nice.
experienced Topos.
I have not.
Yes, the Topos experience is a strong one.
I was like,
Notes.
and that's the truth.
I think I'm getting sick again.
Nah,
Just kidding.
Topos is great.
Well, we normally do miss a person when every time a guest is on.
That is true. So if you want to go.
Oh, okay. Tay wants me gone sooner.
No, I'm talking about if Ray wants to go.
Yeah, Greedy, you are
and
the
miss
one
out on the
person who
experience.
can't miss the next episode.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Wind, rain, or snow, we need you here. Because we got to do our big farewells. Unless you want to do that now. I'm not ready for it.
No.
I'm not ready to
No.
cry today. But I'll be ready next time. So.
All right. Just get those artificial tears out. Just kidding.
All right, y'all. Does anyone else have anything they want to mention before we end this show?
Drink water.
All right.
That's a good one.
Well, folks, it's time to defeat the Huns and call it a day. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Film Freakz with a Z. If you want to like and subscribe, make sure you do that. Like the YouTube video if you so desire. Or if you're on Spotify, leave us a rating out of 5. We'd also appreciate that. You can also leave comments on the Spotify version as well. What did you give Mulan? Or did you enjoy the remake? Let us know. It might be an interesting conversation. Also, we have the podcast on Apple Podcasts as well. You can leave a review there, too. I am YemmytheFerret, and I've been here with...
GreedyWaffles.
Taymation.
RaeofPositivity.
And Mushu is most certainly a war criminal. Have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wow, you're waiting for that one.